Now then YouTube, it's me again, and today we've got another one of my fix it videos where some of you might actually get some use out of it, and this seems to be my best ones for views on YouTube as it is. You'll already know by the title, but this is how to stick a fucking shitty drive shaft on a Suzuki Alto. I think it's an Alto, might be an Ignis, but I don't know, it's fucking horrible. I hate this thing. I wouldn't even be working on it if I didn't owe my mate a favour. So I'm going to go get myself sorted out. I'm going to send the boy down to crack off the wheel nuts, and then we'll bring you back and show you where to go. It's a fairly simple thing to do, to be fair, and you could probably do it in about 20 minutes if you've got the tools like. So I'm going to go sort myself out and then I'll bring you lot back. Okay, so first things first, on this fucking gopping little shit box, you're going to take 17mm fucking socket on your breaker bar, crack off the wheel nuts. 3 of these was handily already undone, which was nice, or not. Then you want to find the best place to support it with a jack. There isn't actually anywhere where it points out there's a jack point, but I've gone and jacked it, well, where somebody else jacked it before. We're going to lift this bitch up, we're going to get that wheel off, and then we'll show you what you're going to need to be doing next. Right, so I've got 2 helpers with me today. I've got Lachlan and John, who doesn't want to appear on camera. So we've got the wheel off, jacked up, and rake on, all that cobblers, and I've just lobbed a ramp under the front balancer. There's a great big bit that the anti-roll bar and that bolts to. Lovely jubbly, it'll be sweet. Really, you should support it with an axle stand and all this cobblers. I'm Dangerous Brian, don't do what I do, who gives a fuck. Right, so what we're doing is changing this drive shaft, because the cunting thing rumbles its tits off when you try and turn the corner or anything. It's awful. I don't know how they was driving it. They asked me to look at another fault, and I went to turn it around. I was like, what the fuck? Your wheel's hanging off. But yeah, they obviously didn't think it was serious, and well, here it is. So what we got to do, first things first, I've already done this. We've got to hammer out. There's a lot, I don't know what you call that when you're hammering the metal into there, to lock it in place so it don't undo, basically. So you've got to get a screwdriver and an hammer. Screwdriver you don't really care about. Knock that fucker out. 30mm socket we're going to want on that. Don't ask me the torque settings, I ain't got a fucking clue at the minute. I'll Google that fucker when it comes to doing it back up for you, so I can tell you. And then there's also bottom ball joint bolt. You can't really see. That's a 14mm, that's down there. You're going to need to take that off as well, and that should give us enough room to be able to pull that shaft out and yeah, get it out of the box. And that's going to be another mission in itself. I'll show you a little trick for that, but it's easy enough. They slide in, slide out. It's just a little clicky. Worst case scenario, I might have to take this steering control arm off to give us a little bit of move, but what's that? So should be a split pin and a castle nut. Yeah, easy enough. And I've got spare rubbers if I destroy it with a ball joint splitter, so that's not a problem. So yeah, right, I'm gonna crack this off. I'm gonna undo the ball joint, and then I'll bring you back, because then that'll be at the point where I know whether we're gonna have to go further to remove other things to get it off. But either way, like I said, this is a fucking easy job. Easy fucking job. And the parts for it was 40 something pound. You know what I mean? You'll get raped at a garage for this. I mean, I like to say I'm doing this as a favour, but even I'd only charge someone 20 quid. But the garage is going to fucking rape you. So I'm going to get stuff undone, and then I'll bring you back. We'll see where we're at. Alright, as you can see, she's loose. But we're going to leave her on for a minute because it might need a tap with the hammer. I don't want to nail that end up too bad. So we'll leave that on. I don't know where I put it. Bottom ball joint bolts out. Now, the old rubber destroyer 9000, otherwise known as a ball joint splitter, goes in there. And then you hit it with a decent sized mirror a few times to separate it from the bottom arm. And then we give this a few whackety whacks, and then I'll screw this off a bit more. Then we should be able to pull all of this forward and push that back enough to pop it out, and then we need to work at the gearbox end, and I'll bring you back for that. So let me get cracked on and then I'll show you. If this don't work for you, try harder. Really, it's the best way to do it. To be fair, it's going to split it in the end. If you can manage to get a long bar in somewhere and stand on it and pry it out, then fair enough, but I can't really see anywhere where you could do that here, so I'm going for old school, beat the shit out of it. Alright, so after we whacked it with a ball joint splitter, chucked the old pry bar in there, got John to stand on it while I pulled the leg forward a bit, and as you can see, shaft's nearly out already. Now we've got to get in here and get that out. Let's get the new one. As you can see on the end, it's literally a spline push fit type thingy, but it sort of like goes with a click, and we've got to get the other one out without pulling the bearing race out. I mean, I'm not so sure it's such a bad problem on this, but I've had it with cars, and then you end up pulling a load of shit out that you didn't mean, and you've gone and fucked yourself. But this is fairly fucking easy, everything on it's easy, to be fair. It's just little and cheaply made. I absolutely hate these cars. They are, I hate them with a pure passion, but like I say, I owe the mate a favour, so he'll probably watch this video and laugh his tits off that I'm moaning about it so much, but fuck you, Martin. Yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that shaft and we're going to wick it out of the box. I'm going to try and get a kid to film that bit though, so you can like sort of see the action of how you get it out, because it's not really hard, it's just sort of like a technique. Right, if you see, there's like an inner and an outer CV joint, and this one here, if you can end up just ripping the fucker out, and then you've got to get this cunt out, and well, you're gonna have a load of shit. It feels like this one's actually collapsed inside here, so this might not be as easy as I intended to show you, and I might end up doing what I've just said and ripping it off. But I'm gonna try and get a good firm hold of it, and that's not coming out. It's doing exactly like I said, it's separating from the centre shaft. So I'm going to get my head under there and have a little look, see what there is I can do to rectify that situation, and then I'll bring you lot back. Right, so the old shaft's out. A couple of minor differences with the new one, but I don't think that matters. The splines and stuff look correct. I did just try to test fit it, but I couldn't get it in very well. What I had to do in the end was I had to get under the front of the car and use a little pry bar to sort of squeeze in. There's like an access point to lever on this while I got my boy to yank on that, and that's because all of this in here is what's actually gone to kaput. I mean, that end don't look too healthy, but I think it's this end that died. So I'm glad I advised Martin to buy the whole shaft and not just this CV joint, because I actually think it's this one that's gone. So now refitting is basically a reversal of how you got it in. Now this, you've got to line it up and get the splines in place, lined up and what have you, and it's like a circlip thing. You sort of give it a knock on the end, not too fucking hard, because you're going to fuck it. I mean, that's the wrong hammer for the job, but you'll fuck the splines and shit up if you go fucking alpha leather and fuck it. Plus you don't know whether you're then destroying the splines in there because you haven't hit it so hard it's maybe not lined up. Yeah, so we're just going to give it a little fucking tappy as it goes back in. Then we pull this leg to one side, slide the fucking bolt end in, and then start putting things back together. So I'm going to start cracking on with that and bring you back when, well, I don't know when. I'll bring you back soon. Oh yeah, we'll check in the splines just to make sure they're the same, and they do look to be identical. For anyone that was interested, the hub nut is 195 Newton meters. I don't know what that is in foot pounds, you'll have to check that yourself. Yeah, but yeah, there you go. We're just tightening up the old wheel nuts. Put the, well, pull the ramp out that I've got propped under the front. Let her down, job's a fucking good one. It's an easy fucking job really. Takes about an hour, but you get fucking shitted up. So if you like the video or it was any help or whatever, give it a comment, leave subscribe and all that bollocks. If not, go and fuck yourself as usual, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.